Good morning. Today we're doing polpette in bianco, which are meatballs in a clear stock with carrots and potatoes. So I'll show you the end product soon, and I'll show you how I'm dicing it. The products you'll need for the meatballs. Now these meatballs can be done also just to put in the sauce, like your red sauce, or it can all be done the way I'm doing it now in bianco in a soup. So this is for the soup, but the same recipe for the meatballs is the same recipe that I would use if I'm doing it in the sauce. So we have 2 teaspoons of salt, pepper, 4 tablespoons of Italian cheese, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder or 3 cloves of garlic, either one is fine. A kilo of mince, which is beef and pork mince. It comes softer, and for meatballs I like to use the beef and the pork. You can just use beef if you like, but the pork is always adds that extra fat to it. 3 slices of bread, half a cup of milk, and half a bunch of parsley, or even a little bit less. So that's the meatball side of it. Okay. For the soup, we're going to need 3 sticks of celery, a bunch of half a bunch of parsley, 3 large carrots or 6 small. I'll just show you the size of these ones to give you an idea. So I would probably say 3 large or 6 small. Potatoes, whatever you like, I'm putting in those. Even 4 large is fine, like 4 large this size. I mixed them up because that's what I got. I want to get rid of them. And in the soup, that's fine. 1 large onion diced, a teaspoon of salt, not too much salt because the stock is salty. So the beef stock and the is 1 litre, and I'm going to add also, because I need the stock to cover the meatballs once I've got them in there, so I need more water. So rather than putting 2 of these in, I'm going to do a half a litre of water with a stock cube. If you don't have this, you can do the water substitute with more stock cubes. Okay. And this is a concentrate paste of tomato. If you don't have this, this is a large tablespoon. You can use either a ripe tomato just to give it colour, or even half a can of pomodoro pilato, the diced tomatoes. So you can substitute that with the tomatoes, that's fine. Okay, so I've chopped my parsley fine because it's got to go in the meatballs. The breadcrumbs I've soaked it in that milk that I showed you, so my hands are clean, and you just got to squish it because this has got to go in the meatball to make the meatballs even softer. Okay, so now we're going to insert all of this inside the mince. So I forgot to tell you that I forgot in the ingredients 5 eggs. So for a kilo of mince, I think 5 eggs is good. So I've put the parsley in, the squashed up breadcrumbs, the garlic powder or your cloves, 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, pepper, salt, and your 5 eggs. So you're going to beat all this with a fork or use your hands. So work it for about 2 to 3 minutes till it all combines. Now put the mince to the side and we'll start on the soup. Get yourself a large saucepan. I would say something that holds 4 litres. So that's my large saucepan. I've put in about 4 to 5 tablespoons of olive oil. And now we're going to start adding in the soup ingredients. That mince that I did, as I said to you, this is for the soup, or you can now also put it in the sauce if you like, in your tomato-based sauce. Add your onions first and take them to golden brown. Okay, we don't want them burnt. And I just sprinkle a little bit of salt on the onions so that way they sweat and they tend to go translucent, not burn. So just waiting for the onions to brown up a bit. And don't forget, that's what's coming next in the soup. Next, add your potatoes that I've left quite large. It's in quarters. Just cook them a little bit, not too much, just to give it the flavour of the onions. Add your carrots. Add your celery. I had that celery in the freezer. Add your parsley, pepper, salt, stir. Now we're going to add the concentrate, or as I said at this point here, your tomato or your tin of tomato. Half a tin of tomatoes is plenty, just to give it colour. So I'm just using the concentrate. At this point, add your stock, the whole 1 litre, plus the half a litre of water with the stock cube. As I said, you can use the stock bought like this, or even vegeta and water. I use beef, you can use chicken stock, it doesn't matter. The beef is nicer obviously because I'm using beef. The water, the stock cube. So we're just going to bring this to the boil. Alright, it looks nice and yummy. This is nice when you're not feeling well. Okay, so once this gets to the boil and the potatoes are almost cooked, not cooked completely, so you're putting the fork through it, they're almost cooked, that's when we add the meatballs with the mince into the soup. Just waiting for the potatoes to almost cooked. So they're almost done. I made 40 meatballs. Just to give you an idea, you can also do little baby meatballs the size of marbles and add it to the soup. You can have it with pastina, you know, the little baby pasta. So the meatballs the size of a marble. So you can do it this way, or you can do little baby meatballs and put it in the soup, and you can have pastina. The soup won't be totally clear. It will be a bit cloudy because there's cheese and yeah, it's just the fat from the pork also, so it won't be totally clear. Okay, so we're just going to insert the meatballs. Okay, so my meatballs are cooked, my potatoes are cooked at the same time. With the bread, you can use any type of bread, no crust, even better. So that was 1 kilo of mince that I used, and 1.5 litres of stock, and that will make 40 meatballs. Hope you enjoy it.